Maryland Governor Wes Moore attended the president's State of the Union address Tuesday. He shared with me his reaction to the president's speech and whether or not we'll see any proposed policy on police reform. Governor Moore, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
All right, so lots to talk about this morning, so I want to get right to it. I want to get your reaction to the president's State of the Union address. What stood out to you? What work do we still have left to do?
I think what stood out for me was that he was speaking directly to the issues that are impacting Marylanders. When he's talking about the importance of investing in infrastructure, as we've seen now with the partnership that we have with the federal government, where we've seen a federal government investment just in these past months of $5 million going towards broadband expansion, $10 million going towards clean buses, billions of dollars to the Frederick Douglass Tunnel. These are important issues to Maryland. And he was speaking directly to us when he was speaking about the importance of focusing on mental health. Part of the reason that we increase budget supports for substance abuse disorders by 39% in my budget is because this is a priority, and the president spoke to it. When the president spoke to abortion rights, when I said that Maryland is going to be a safe haven for abortion rights, the president spoke to us, and so it was very exciting and humbling, frankly, to hear a speech from the president of the United States where it felt like he was speaking directly to Marylanders when he's talking about the priorities and things he wanted to get done.
One of the things that you have said often is that we must break this thinking that in order to win, one side has to lose. Yeah. Did last night's State of the Union and the official Republican response feel like the president trying to win and declare the other side losers?
From what I heard, and I think it was really extension of what I try to push for the state of the state, is that if we stand divided, we can't win. But if we actually stand united, that we can't lose. And when you look at the things that the president was speaking about how can we actually cap the cost of insulin to $35, that's not a Democratic or Republican issue. That is an issue that's going to impact all people in this country, and specifically a lot of Marylanders. I think about the bills that we proposed in our legislative session. Of the 9 bills that came under for the governor was proposing that I proposed, we got Republican sponsorship and support on 6 of the 9. And so I think the thing that we're really trying to show and to lead is that if we can lead together, if we can build together, then we're going to have a much better chance of being successful in the long term. And I think that was the point that the president was trying to make.
Last night, we also saw the family of Tyree Nichols, who was also in attendance as well. The president says that officers who violate the public's trust have to be held accountable.
That's right.
You have expressed a similar position on that. When can we expect to see some sort of policy issue that deals with that issue specifically?
Yeah, I mean, these are issues we're working on right now with our legislature, and I'm really proud of the bill that was passed by the legislature with the leadership of Speaker Adrian Jones, dealing with policing reform, where Maryland was the first state in the country to have a law enforcement officer Bill of Rights. It was also the first state in the country to repeal it. And I think that was important, and it was smart that we have these type of reform mechanisms that are being done in partnership with law enforcement. But I think the thing that we continue to see is there's still work that needs to be done. It's part of the reason that that I have said that we need to be able to actually have real guidelines around policing stops and what justifies a policing stop. That we need to have real guidelines around authorization within the Office of the Attorney General about their office's ability to be able to do independent investigations. And so there's still more work that needs to be done. And the thing that I think we continue to see, though, is that this work is being done in partnership with law enforcement.
All right, coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, more of my interview with the governor, including his announcement on abortion rights, slated for this afternoon. And coming up after Get Up DC at 7 o'clock, you can stream our full interview on our streaming app, WUSA 9 Plus. It will also be available to watch on demand after this newscast 24/7.